Good afternoon, all of my TikTok followers and subscribers, my TikTok friends and family. It is me, Kiwani, and I'm coming to you as promised to start our Thursday evening series um, of candid conversations. So, this is our first mouth muscle with Team Murray. And unfortunately, I have not yet reached the 50 subscribers as I thought I would have by now. So I'm unable to go live, and I'm very disappointed about that because, again, I was looking forward to having some very interactive conversation. I wanted to be able to talk to you guys and have you all interact with me by posting questions in the comment section so that I could see your questions and I could answer your questions as I'm having the conversation. So because I could not do that, I am going to upload this video. I hope that you all will like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, people you may know that may need these words of wisdom. And then let us subscribe because I need to get to that 50 because I want to be able to go live. I want to be able to have real conversation. I want to be able to answer questions. But I'm here today nevertheless. I wanted to talk about today. Since I cannot go live and do it the way that I expected to, I'm kind of gonna impromptu this thing and we're gonna discuss me or some issues that I had. Today's topic, I want to deal with confidence and self-esteem, two areas in my life personally. And being that this is Women's Month, we're talking about this as an issue that concerns not just me, but women in general, people in general. But since it's Women's Month, we're going to hit on issues that affect women or me personally. Again, confidence and self-esteem, two areas that I struggled so much so in, and even now at this age, I still have to remind myself that it's okay, to say certain things or do certain things in the manner that makes me happy as opposed to having to live up to the expectations of others. So confidence and self-esteem. Confidence, definition of confidence, the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, a firm trust, or to feel certain or have a self-assurance. That's the definition of confidence, meaning you're believing so much so in an ability to do something or in someone's ability to help you get something done. You're very confident in, how you feel, how you look, how you walk, how you talk. You believe that you make a difference, that whatever is going on with you, it inspires, it encourages, it entrusts people to want to do more. You bring this je ne sais quoi to the situation, to the room, to the atmosphere. So there's a certain confidence about you. Kind of people look at you and they say, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. Or they look at you and say, oh, I wish I had her confidence or his confidence. The other word for today is self-esteem. The two go hand in hand. So self-esteem, having confidence in one's own worth or abilities, or to have a level of self-respect. So confidence falls in this definition for self-esteem. Self-esteem, something that, confidence is what others see in you. Confidence is something that, you feel on the inside, but it's more so about an aura or an energy or, a strut or a being. But self-esteem is in here. That's in your heart. That's you. That's totally you. Nobody can build self-esteem for you but you. It's almost as if I mean, people can help you grow your self esteem, but it starts with you. You have to feel good about you. You have to respect you, because when you respect you, others will respect you. You have to feel like you're worthy or that you're capable. If you don't, others will not as well. And a lot of times we find ourselves in situations where our self esteem is low because we've allowed other people to have too much control of our self esteem. Now, growing up, first of all, my mom had me very young. And because she had me young, there were a lot of things she did not know. I lived in a home with my grandmother for many years. My grandmother was my grandmother. She's an older woman who has already raised her children, who is, now having health issues. But she did the best that she could with raising me, because at the time that she was raising me, my mom was not ready to do it. And we just gonna be honest. There are some parents who are still living their life, and even today, they're still doing it. They have the baby and they drop the babies off on grandparents because they still want to do their thing. They're still enjoying their life. They're still unsure of a direction. A lot of times there are grandparents who are taking these children because they feel the children will suffer if they allow them to stay with their parents. So anyway, my story, I was with my grandmother for many years. And my grandmother did the best she could. And I remember nuggets that she gave me that still are with me to this day, that have helped me to be the woman that I am today. I remember my grandmother praying for me often, not just every now and then, but we would hear her praying often. And I'm standing today on prayers that are being answered because my grandmother prayed. But there were so many other things that I needed that I did not get, and part of that beat up on my self-esteem. My dad was in prison. Most of my life, my dad was in prison. So here I am living with my grandmother, because my grandfather and my grandmother were married but did not live in the same home. That's a whole nother story. We'll come back to that on another day. But my grandmother did the best that she could, but she could not do everything that I needed her to do. And I don't blame her. She did the best that she could. But here I am, this little dark girl, this little chocolate girl that had so much anxiety about everything going on around me, because I knew that I was in a situation where I'm with my grandmother and not my parents. I was the darkest of my cousins and siblings I only had my one brother at the time, but I was the dark girl. In every circle, I was the dark girl. So my self-esteem took a lot of hits, because instead of somebody affirming me and helping me to understand that I was okay, I was enough, I was worthy, no, I didn't have that. We were in survival mode. And a lot of us grew up that way, in survival mode. So my grandmother was more concerned about making sure my needs were met and that I survived the streets. I went to school. I wasn't getting into trouble. And so therefore, my self-esteem, it took a while for me to get to the place where I had a good self-esteem. My confidence level was beat down because I had to deal with molestation when I was young. I had to deal with, again, being the dark girl that nobody affirmed. Nobody was saying you're beautiful. Nobody was saying I love you. It was just expected that I knew that I was loved. So love at that time in my home meant you had food to eat, you had clothes on your back, you had a roof over your head. That meant I love you. We love you, because we're taking care of you and providing what you need. But nobody was saying I love you. Nobody was hugging. Nobody was saying good job when I got straight A's in school. Nobody was showing up at the awards assemblies at school. Nobody was encouraging me. Nobody was telling me that I was great or that I could be great. So I went through life surviving. And then I got to the place where I was older and understood that it was nobody's responsibility but mine. Although my mom and dad were living their life, and even if they had been there, yeah, they could have encouraged me. Yes, they could have pushed. But at the end of the day, it was still my decision. It was It was on the inside of me. I had to want to be confident. I had to want to have self-esteem that said, okay, it doesn't matter what you think. I think I'm beautiful. It doesn't matter if you think I'm smart or not. I believe and I know that I am smart. I used to hate the compliment. Oh, you are so pretty for a dark-skinned girl. What the heck does that mean? So if I were light, I wouldn't be pretty. If I were light, I wouldn't be beautiful. I'm beautiful for a dark-skinned girl. I hated that, and I still don't like that today because it implies that, dark people are ugly or they're unattractive. And in my case, oh, you're just pretty as a dark-skinned girl. I didn't like it then, I don't like it now. So today I want to share with somebody that your confidence level is up to you. You have to believe in you. You have to trust that you're standing on the word of God that says you can do all things through Christ who gives you the strength to do them. You have to believe in your heart that you are worthy, that you can excel, that you are beautiful, that you are smart, that you can purchase a home, that you can have a good husband, that you can raise awesome children. So it is totally up to us. If nobody's giving you the affirmations, give them to yourself. Wake up every morning and say, I am beautiful. I am loved. I am worthy. I am going to have a wonderful day. I believe I can achieve. I know for a fact that I'm smart and can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength. You have to encourage yourself. You have to build your confidence. You have to grow your self-esteem. Don't allow others to dictate the future you're going to have. Don't allow people to put all of their negative on you and cause you to not feel like you're capable or have the ability to be amazing. You can be amazing. It's all up here. We have to do this mind over matter thing, because once we convince ourselves that we're all that, then we will act like we are all that. We will talk like we're all that. We will walk like we're all that. Nobody will be able to stop us. Once you know who you are and whose you are, because we all belong to Christ. We're all God's children, and he's given us, exceedingly and abundantly. We just got to ask it and think it. And even that is not more than what he could do. He can do more than what we can ask or think. But the minute you start believing that, then the game changes. We have to stop allowing people to keep us stagnant, to make us feel like we can't have a promotion. We can't move any further than this particular place in our life. There is so much more for you to do. There is so much. You have a future ahead of you that is waiting on you to realize that you can have it. We get caught up in what other people think of us and what other people have said to us. We're still carrying around things that people said when we were 12, when we were 10, when we were 15 that hurt our feelings and wouldn't allow us to grow. Get rid of that. We have to discard every negative that was spoken over your life. Get rid of that. Let's start believing and having the self-confidence that we need to have and the self-esteem that we need to have to get to where God has already said we deserve to be. God has already said you deserve to have it. God has already said you can have it. He's just waiting on us to believe it and to put in the work. Once you believe it, now you got to put in the work. You got to make other people believe what you believe. Because once they see you working, then they will say, oh, you know what? She ain't playing. She own it. I had to work hard to become the woman that I am today. I had to be divorced one time and remarry. I've had to lose some things, cars, homes. I've had to, be talked about bad and walked all over and treated any kind of way for me to get to the place where I hit rock bottom and said, that's enough. Enough is enough. I deserve better. I'm going to have better. And so I started to believe it. I started to walk in it and act on it. And so now you can't tell me nothing. Nobody can tell me nothing. And that's why I want to do these videos, so that I can encourage somebody else in that same manner. Stop allowing what has been to keep you from getting what should be. That is our mouth muscle for today. Stop letting what has been keep you from having what's supposed to be. I love you guys, and hopefully we'll get these subscribers in the live for next